What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Joe Budden is a popular rapper and a podcaster. Some of you brothers really love the Joe Budden's podcast. I'm not a big fan of Joe Budden's podcast. Rory and Mal have their own show. I know they got like a $10 million deal with Stitcher. I don't really like their stuff either. But some of you guys love Joe Budden. And the one thing I like about him is he's been in the game. He is a pre-recorded show. And, you know, he had to do it the hard way, right? He put money into his stuff. And he has the same guests on. He doesn't need other people to, you know, kick them out the show and all the other stuff that, you know, that we see with Fresh and Fit and all those antics. So I like him for that. He's a pretty good podcast, although it's not my style. All right. But he is weighed in on this whole Asian doll situation. All right. And now you're seeing women tagging Team YouTube, you know, asking them about the hate speech on their platform. And see, this is what I was telling you guys about. Once the black women start getting involved in stuff like this and it goes viral, everybody gets on board to want to cancel them. So you have ladies now, you know, even hitting up YouTube. And I'm gonna get back to Joe Budden, but let's read this comment here, okay? Sad music, Team YouTube. Why are you guys allowing hate speech on your platform? I thought YouTube was a safe space created for all people. I think Fresh and Fit's podcast on your platform should be investigated for hate speech. It's against community guidelines. Please look into this. Thank you. All right, now this show that they did a long time ago has resurfaced, okay? So now everybody is getting on the bandwagon. I told you guys that this was going to happen. A lot of you brothers on my other channel talk about, oh, I was a simp. Oh, you kicked out Asian doll. Oh, she should have been kicked out. Okay, now look what's going on now. Now the whole industry is coming for him, all right? And for podcasts that they were beating, I would say on YouTube at least. Now, obviously Joe Budden has more money because he has a pre-recorded show. But Joe Budden's going to step into the game here. And obviously we already know that Joe Budden and academics, you know, they have some history, I believe, especially Rory and Mal in academics. All right. But so we know that Joe Budden was going to come for Fresh and Fit out of spite. Joe Budden don't care nothing about black women, in my opinion. All right. But I'm going to just tell you how the game works. So once you're a person and you have some clout right now, and Joe Budden, who has been in trouble with black women himself, all right? Now look at what Joe Budden's getting ready to do. Joe Budden's getting ready to start getting on the goddamn wave. This is what he says, okay? Theme music! Now I don't normally do the repost, another pod thing, because one, I just don't, and some stuff just doesn't deserve to be highlighted. But today I'll make an exception. Stop the show. See, this is what I was telling you guys. You guys don't understand the rules of the game, all right? Fresh and Fit is making too many enemies. Now people are gonna come against them. Young Jock's coming against them. Joe Budden's coming against them. People that got pulled. That's why you gotta play the game with some sense. But you young guys don't understand that because all y'all know is just being, you know, whatever, being foolish and just saying anything you want to say on stuff and just being toxic all the goddamn time. Right? Well, every time you can't do that. This stuff got rules on social media content creation. Y'all don't understand that, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and deal with it again. Sad music. I don't know these two dudes, but they don't get to do this. Too ignorant, inexperienced, insecure, fragile, and weak for this state gimmick to not be seen through. Stop the show. I agree. Too ignorant, inexperienced, insecure, fragile. All of that is them. All of that is them. Not ready for the success, not ready for the money, not ready for any of that stuff. Okay? Now, I'll go down to the other part. Okay? Now, he says this. Theme music! Black women are everything, especially beautiful. Every kind's are beautiful too. So to hear this from them, LOL, it's laughable, but it's not. Stop the show. Like, we already know that. Like, you just trying to get cool points with sisters, bro. We already know that you ain't real. All right. Date music! It's not y'all don't date black women, fam. Black women don't date y'all. So you harbor this hate and base opinions off as if you've been outside long enough to even know yourself. And y'all are angry about it. Just not angry enough to not use them. Stop the show. I don't believe that. I don't really like Fresh and Fit. I can tell you that I don't like them at all. Black women will still date them. Okay? They might not like them, but they'll date them. Okay. Now, here's the important part. Date music! These idiots know how most podcasts can't get off the ground or gain any traction without the love or hate from black women. Both act as fuel. This is nothing more than a cheap, tasteless heave at a payday. Stop the show. I don't think that's Fresh and Fit don't make their money off talking trash about black women. They just don't. They have that one clip that they said, but most of their content is not about black women, Joe. And this is from a person that's being honest. They don't make their money talking about black women at all. That was a one tasteless comment about black women, but that's not really what it's about. But the whole thing is understanding why Joe Budden is doing this. Joe Budden is doing this to get, I think that Joe Budden wants to get on this, get back in good with sponsors. He wants to get that situation that he had with the black female employee and kiss some black female behind, which I can understand because a lot of black women support Joe Budden. And like I said, I have black female subscribers also. But we're not going to act like Joe Budden is out here loving black women and respecting them when he have a history of not doing that. Like, Joe, stop. We remember who you are. Okay? So you're not going to pull that on us. The reality that I feel is that Joe Budden had a pretty good year, but he's fallen off. And Rory and Mal, they're not that good by themselves. You know, they're not as good as he is. But Joe Budden is not the same anymore. Okay? And Joe Budden now has more competition. His views are less. All right? You know, people don't care as much about his content as they have before. He's made some terrible business decisions. So this is just a way to kind of take out the competition. But it's a ploy that happens when you don't understand the business. And Fresh and Fit are too inexperienced. Like, these are guys that don't understand how things work. Like, there's no decorum with these dudes. And I tried to tell you that. You can't try to get into the entertainment stuff. That crap, you can do it in the red pill community, in the manosphere community. That works in the manosphere a little bit, or more often. But when you get into the entertainment world, where now you're dealing with guys like Young Jock, you're dealing with guys like T.I., you're dealing with guys like the Shade Room. Now you're in the mainstream of the black mainstream. That's not going to work like that. And these people who they feel that are popping, and Joe Budden is not as popping anymore, they're going to come after you. All right? Even academics talked about that. He got a podcast. Joe Budden you got more podcasts coming out. So these people are going to come after you. And I'm not saying that academics is coming after them, but Joe Budden, yeah, because he already don't like you because you're successful. You're getting, I mean, Joe Budden he's doing good. He got a different audience. But this is what happens. Now all the big dogs come after you now. Not that they care about black women, because they're going to be able to say to get rid of you because it makes them look good. All right? Because it's a politically correct message. And guess what? They're right. They're right. All right? They're right. His motive is sketchy at best, but it's right. What he's saying is right. If you're on these platforms, if you don't like people, black women, white women, or whatever, you don't talk about it publicly. That's something you talk about privately. All right? But when you're inexperienced, you do stupid things. And again, here's Fresh and Fit doing it to themselves again. They can't stop making enemies. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.